PHP, before I get into the message, I want to tell you about something that happened this last weekend when I was in Chicago visiting Sheena and Matt Sopala that prompted me to want to bring this up to everybody because I think everybody needs to listen to this message. So I got a message today from a spouse on Instagram, and she said, I just want you to know my husband looks up to you. We took a picture together, and she said, every night we watch Valuetainment and all this other stuff. We're so excited to be part of PHP. So I responded and I said, I can't wait to see you at Train the Trainers. She knows who she is if she's watching this. And she said, oh, we heard it's sold out and we can't qualify at this point because it's sold out. We'll go there next year to Train the Trainers. You know what's the first thing that prompted in my mind? I said, you know what? I cannot tell you how many people, including myself, have this mentality of next time, next time, next time, next time. And I just want you to know, everybody, this is not a she issue or he issue. I can't tell you how many people do this in the company. I can't tell you how many people do this in the company. And you know what it made me think about? Here's what it made me think about. So I'm talking to the CEO when PHP first got started. We don't have any contracts. I'm talking to the CEO of a company called North American, a guy named Garth is who I talked to. And I said, no one has given us a contract. We don't have a contract yet. And he says, I called him, I said, I'd like to get together with you and talk about possibly partnering up with you. I said, what's your schedule look like? He says, well, I can meet tomorrow for lunch. He's thinking I'm in Chicago. I'm in LA. It's 6 o'clock my time when he picks up. He says, I can do lunch tomorrow. I said, oh, okay, perfect. Oh, you're in Chicago, right? I said, yeah, I'm in Chicago tomorrow. Perfect, I'll see you tomorrow at lunch. I take a midnight flight and I go the next day and I sit with them and we spend 45 minutes to I spent $2,000 on a flight because it was last minute. And North American gave us our first contract. Without North American, there is no PHP. I'd be selling insurance somewhere else or just being a regular guy. Because of that I couldn't say next week or next day. It was, I'm coming. So let me make my point to you. For those of you that are watching this, there is no next BOM. Stop saying I'll guess at the next BOM. Stop saying the next Train the Trainers. Stop saying next PHPU, next month, next company trip, next contest I'm going to qualify for, next big event I'll make a big push for, next month I have a lot of checks, next month I'll go out there and recruit a lot of people. Now, replace that 4-letter word that starts with the letter N and replace it with now. Tonight I'm going to have a big BOM. How? I don't have anybody. Go to Walmart intentionally, meet 4 people, invite them to the BOM, say, what are you doing tonight? I want to introduce you to somebody. That's what we used to do. And go to the BOM. That's called now. Call somebody saying, what are you doing now? Not what are you doing next Saturday, this Saturday or Tuesday. Now. It's only 45 minutes to the BOM. What are you doing tonight? Now. You got to meet them now. People are like, what do you mean I got to meet him now? I'm telling you, you got to meet this guy now. There's a certain level of urgency about you meeting this guy now. So why am I saying this to you? Look, I've met a lot of people. I'm with Kevin Hart, and you know what story, I can't wait for you to see the interview. Kevin Hart says, I said, how did you become who you became? Because the guy that cuts my hair, Antonio Rapatoni, many of you guys will see him at the after party at my house. He's from Philadelphia, so I tell him, I said, Tony, I'm going to go see Kevin Hart. He says, no way. I said, yes. He says, man, I'm also from Philadelphia. I know a lot about Kevin Hart. I said, what do you mean by you know a lot about Kevin Hart? He says, he used to come to a comedy club called Helium. I said, and then he said he would come to Helium and another one called Laugh Factory or something like that. He said no one ever beat him on amateur night, and he would win every single time. But man, all of a sudden he disappeared. And rumor has it, some guy came and took him to New York. Let me tell you the story behind it. This guy's just a regular comedian winning every night for $75, $75, $75, $75 amateur night. Kevin Hart, no one knows him, late 90s. A guy comes and invites him to a meeting in New York. He says, I'm going. He goes that night to New York. For 8 months, he goes to New York and goes to all these comedy clubs, never performs one single time. Not a single time. For 8 months, he's just going, not performing at all in New York. Because this guy said, you got to see their formatting. You got to see what these guys, so he's being field trained by everybody. By everybody. Chappelle, Tracy Morgan, by everybody. Trained, Seinfeld. Everybody's training this guy. And Kevin Hart last year made the most money, $87.5 million. He's the only guy to fill up a sports football stadium. Never been done in comedy. What happened? Because he doesn't believe in next. Now, let's go. You ain't got time. I don't have time. None of us have time. I got a bunch of updates to go through with you, but the message is very important. I hope you stuck around to hear this message instead of going and fast forwarding it. There is no time for constantly saying next. My dad just turned 76. What if that night, when my dad was in a hospital after he had a heart attack, what if that night I came back and my dad came home and he's back home relaxed and I said, you know what, he's good. I'm gonna go back at Bally's and just make 2, 3, 4 grand a month. It's okay. He's gonna be fine. Boom, he has a heart attack. Game over, he dies. Just because I said, next time, don't worry about it. That night, I made a decision to instill the mentality of now, not tomorrow, not the next day, not the next minute, now. You, listen to me, please. Embrace this concept. I don't know any other way to explain this thing to you. Now, do it now. Stop saying I'll read tomorrow. Stop saying I'll work out tomorrow. Stop saying I'm going to go out there and visit that person I want to recruit tomorrow. Now. Follow up now. Text that person now. Now. I'm 39. I said this at the Chicago office. My dad told the story of the fact that he couldn't believe he was 62 years old. I was 23 years old when he told me that story. Some age like that, 23, 37. I was 25 years old when he told me that story. In 23 years, I'm gonna be 62. Let me say that one more time. I'm 39. This is the skin of a 39-year-old. This is a look of a 39-year-old. These wrinkles, this is a 39-year-old wrinkle. This is gonna be 62 years old in 23 years. I'm my dad's age when he told me that story. Thank God I believed him, the fact that time is ticking faster than you think. Thank God I believed him. What if I didn't believe him? I was the most casual kid in the world. Ask any one of my friends, my sister, my relatives. I was so casual. Everything to me was tomorrow, next week. And finally I said, game over. If there's any mindset I'm gonna instill, now. We're gonna do it right now. Call that person right now. Let's get a hold of him right now. Do it right now. You want me to call him right now? I'm gonna call him right now. No, we got it. No, we're gonna call him right now. Let's go meet with him right now. Right now. I'm gonna qualify for train the trainers right now. You look at me. I'm gonna qualify for train the trainers. How? They saw that I don't care. Message everybody on PHP Facebook and say, I need a ticket. Do you have anybody to sell me a ticket? I wanna go to train the trainers. You, go get your 5 directs. Now, you go get your 25 recruits. Some of you guys are like, oh, I'm already in. Awesome. Go get the 25 recruits now. Why? Because that dinner at the house, you could have a 20-minute conversation with Sapala, Vargas, Palayo, and all of a sudden, boom, that was the conversation you needed. You don't know it. That conversation is worth more than an $8,000 convention you go with Tony Robbins. It's so smaller the conversation that changes your life. It's how it happened to me. A 15-minute conversation changed my life. A 20-minute conversation changed my life. I wanted these small events to qualify for it. Now, book your hotel for the Westin, for Train the Trainers, now. Now, don't say tomorrow. If you said it, that's my point. It doesn't work that way. Call the Westin, book your hotel now. Finish the book now. When you finish this video, read 10 minutes before you go to sleep, even though it's midnight on the East Coast, now. Everything is now. Go get it done now. Text your MD right now saying, I need a ticket for Train the Trainers. Right now, text them. Not tomorrow, it's late. Now, text them. I used to get some late messages from some of my people in my base shop at 1 o'clock. And people would say, man, I feel guilty texting you that late. That's your problem. You're more concerned about what I'm going to think than what your dreams are going to think about you. I want you to text me at 1 o'clock because I want it now. I'm thinking about it. All my life, I'm thinking about these dreams becoming a reality. You know you are. You think this life that you're living right now, this small little life, you think that's really your life? Hell no, it's not. Now. Right now. Now. What did Martin Luther King say? Now is the time. He didn't say tomorrow, he said now. I want to overemphasize this thing here because this is not something subtle. I'm being very direct about it. Get it done now. You, now. Offices, now. The offices that are advancing right now are the ones that have a now mentality. The offices that are not, they're saying next week. Oh, we're going to have a great second half. You'll see. That's your issue. Everything too is next week. Fall season, we're going to kill it, I'm telling you. Second quarter, watch us. Third quarter, we're coming. That's your problem. Everything to you is now. I hear, by the way, I hear hierarchy saying that, and their MDs are now saying that. Everybody's living in the second half. We're going to kill it. Vargas didn't say, well, till my base shop gets thicker, Vargas has promoted 10 direct MDs, and they out-recruited all of you, and they out-produced all of you, and they out-promoted MDs more than anybody else, all of you, and they're still doing it. They're not making any excuses. Please embrace this concept into your life. With that being said, let me give you some numbers here on what's going on. By the way, let me tell you what's so special about what's going on right now. This month, we're already at 1,139 recruits for the month of March in the first 15 days. For the month of April, last April, first 15 days, we had 796 recruits. Last month, we broke our record with 3,403 recruits. We had 1,177 recruits. Do you know what this tells you? We're only behind 38 recruits of last month, which was the record that we ended up doing 3,403. What's my point to you? Here's what the point is. February, we did 2,999 recruits, record all time. March, we did 3,403, record of all time. If this month we beat 3,403, I'm here to tell you we're probably the only insurance company in the history of recruiting that broke their record at these types of numbers 3 months in a row. It is that important for all of you collectively for us to do this as a company, because whoever you sit with as a competitor next month or next week, in the month of May, guess what you're gonna say? What did your company do last 3 months? Let me tell you what our company did. We beat our record of 2017 in February, then we beat February's record in March, and then we beat March's record in April. That's what our company is doing. How's your company doing? Do you not think everybody wants to work for the company that's growing the fastest? Yes. It is so important for us this month to go out there and hit those numbers, because you'll have bragging rights. Now, I sent this message out earlier this morning, but I think it's important for everybody in the company to realize which hierarchy has the most people that hit MD President's Club this month. Don and Joe Cornerstone, they just had their meeting. They only have one, and that's Hilario. Nobody else has hit 10. Not Solis, not Gaines, not Garcia, nobody. The only person that's a double, that's including Don and Joe, she's not at 10. Only person at 10 recruits in Cornerstone is Hilario. Hilario, great job. You're not waiting for anybody else. More power to you. Kahindi Thomas is also one. Gaitan's net SVP is only 1.5. It's himself, and I think it's Martinez. And then you have Palaio, who's at 2. And then you have Phelps and Graziani are at 2.5. Cooper have 3.5 people that have 10 or more. Vargas and Del Toro's are tied at the second spot with 5 different MD-based shops that have 10 or more. First place, Sapala's at 8.5. It's going to be very interesting to see which hierarchies is Cornerstone going to come through this month and also help drive the company to break the record. Are different hierarchies going to step up and put up numbers before train the trainers? So some of you guys will get stage time. So some of you guys as non-MDs are going to crack 50 recruits, 50,000 points to come to dinner with us on that Friday night. Who's going to step up? Which MD is going to do 50 recruits, 100,000 points this month to get some stage time at Train the Trainers? I'm so curious. I'm so curious who's actually thinking about those types of things. But the point is this, we're about to break another record this month. If we all put our foot to the pedal, incredible things can happen by the end of the month, us going into Train the Trainers. Couple updates. One, book of the month. Are you reading it now? Have you already ordered it now? Or are you about to order it? If you haven't order it now. This book is going to tremendously help you in the world of sales. By the way, just so you know, everybody at the home office is required to read the same book as well as you. Why? Because it's what we want to do. We want our guys to become better at sales, including home office. Couple numbers to be thinking about is the Train the Trainers, the hotel rooms, only 120 rooms left. If that sells out, it's done. Okay, and it's only going to be till the 20th with the current rates that they have. Make sure you get your rooms before the Westin sells out, because a lot of times after training is over with, you talk to the leaders afterwards. So book your rooms with Westin before it sells out. I already told you about the after party. Everybody knows about that. I'm going to cover that. And by the way, those of you guys that are coming to Train the Trainers who want the Spanish blueprint, I know Erica and Hector, they just love our Spanish content that we have. And I know Erica committed to just selling out of all our Spanish blueprints, that she's just like, Pat, you get them, we'll buy all of them, you know, because we are so much focused on the Hispanic community. She knows this. She was emotional about how much she wants all the Spanish blueprints to be out there. So guess what, Erica? We listened to you. We now have a Spanish blueprint that's being printed. Companies spent tens of thousands of dollars of resources to get this thing out there because Erica wanted this for Conquistadors. So guess what? We can't wait to see how many people from Conquistadors will be the first to get these blueprints in Spanish at Train the Trainers. But it'll be first come, first serve. If it sells out, it sells out. It'll be at Train to Trainers, Spanish Blueprints. Very excited about it. By the way, today, biggest commission cycle ever in the history of the company with Foresters, ever. I got a call from Forrester saying, what is going on with PHP? We've never seen this many policies. I said, I got a lot of surprises for you. This is just the beginning on what's about to happen. Outside of that, let me give you a couple items about Train to Trainers. When you come to Train to Trainers, registration was changed. Instead of 9 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock to 8 p.m. 11 to 8 p.m. I don't want you to miss Tuesday night BOM. I want you to come Wednesday morning and not miss your Tuesday night BOM, because Wednesday night the MDs will be together. But I want everybody else to be coming on Wednesday, not on Tuesday, on Wednesday. You don't miss your Tuesday BOM. Here's how it's categorized for registration. Every net SVP team will have a color and at what time to come in to register. Green group are the following names. Make a list of this, make a note of this. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., the following groups registered. This is the green group. Kahindi's net SVP team, Marvin's net SVP team, and Sopala's net SVP team. 11 to 1, that's the green team. Kahindi, Marvin, Sopala's. From 1 to 3 is the blue group. Vargas, Graziani, net SVP team, 1 to 3. From 3 to 5 is a yellow group. Pelayo, Dano, Joe, Cooper, Phelp. 3 to 5 is a yellow group. From 5 to 7 is a red group, which is Gaitans and Del Toro. That group has more registrations than any other groups combined. Del Toro and Gaitan is the red group, 5 to 7 p.m. And a latecomers, 7 to 8. Just keep that part in mind of what's going on with that. Obviously, we'll register anybody else at different times, but those are the specific slots for these things that we're doing. The reason why we're doing this is because as we're getting bigger, we want the convention registration to be smoother. So we want to make sure we're getting this right here. So when we have to do this at convention with 7,000 people, we're fully prepared for it, and you're fully prepared for it. Once again, green group, Sopala, Marvin, Kahindi, blue, Graziani, Vargas, yellow, Pelayo, Joe, Cooper, Phelp, red, Gaitan, Del Toro. Those are the groups that we have for registration at Train the Trainers. Let's see if I missed anything else. I covered that. Perfect, awesome, great. We had an MD promotion. Congratulations, Carlise Bell. It is officially done, finalized. Very proud of you. She got the MD promotion in. They finalized it today. I think she had 29 licensed agents. Phenomenal job. Congratulations to you. I remember the first time I met her, and we had a few conversations together. She came to the office. It was her and Quanine. I'll never forget where she sat. We talked about cats. We talked about cats out of everything for this conversation. And then I was like, man, I kind of like her. I like her swagger, and I obviously really like Quanine, but I was watching her engineer, and now she becomes a marketing director, not making any excuses. Carlise Bell, congratulations. Send some love to Carlise. You're officially going to be individually added to the MD group as well. Phenomenal job. Okay, Mario, I'm going to set this part aside. Let's go into some of the recognition here, and then we'll do March Madness, and we should be done. Okay, personal recruiting for the month of April. Somebody's on track to break in a record of all time, by the way. We have a bunch of people at 4. I'll give you people that did 6 or more. We had 11 people so far that have 6 or more personal recruits. Stephanie Varela, Daniel Morales, Tyrone Redding, Corey Golden, Patrick Lee, Ricky and Erica. First place for all the MDs personal recruiting. By the way, Ricky and Erica have 6 directs already for the month. Way ahead of everybody else. Stephanie Luan have 5. Sapalas have 5. Wow. Marvin and D have 4. Helen Burton has 4. And that is about it. But Ricky and Erica are leading the way with 6 for the month so far. Leobardo Martinez, 6. He's 4 away from making it 6 months in a row. Kristen Hassel out of Michael Bryan's base shop, 7. Priscilla Rodriguez, 7. That's out of Dana Joe's base shop. 7 out of the 8 recruits are from Priscilla Rodriguez. Great job, Priscilla Rodriguez, for having 7 recruits. Justin Green, 10 personal recruits out of Vargas's base shop. Mario, check this out. Justin Green, 3rd place. Vargas's base shop, 10 personal recruits. Gladys Beltran Hernandez, Vargas's base shop, 12 personal recruits. Gladys, I challenged you last month because you did 21 last month, or 22, and I said, let's see if you can do it again. Looks like you're on track for doing it again. Andrea Papakui out of Vargas's base shop, 17 personal recruits already for the month. Top 3 personal recruiters, all from Vargas, We the People. If you are working with Vargas, Rodolfo, or Ceci, you are so lucky because their standards are here and they're driving to do numbers like this and they're not afraid of it. This is why slowly but surely the Vargas base shop is separating from everybody else. And if the other MDs on We the People pick up the same habits that they got, that team is going to explode in ways that possibly separation is there on the hierarchy level when it happens. So great job, Vargas's, and great job, Andrea, for being number 1. So far, number one app writer for the month so far is Alan Diaz out of El Paso, working directly with Palau. They're about to become marketing directors. They've already written 20 apps. Top 10 personal producers, number 10, Jason Graziani. At number 10 spot, good job, Jason. Number 9, Kenny Lamberson. Number 8, Edward Musgrove. Number 7, Flor Marroquin. Number 6, Isaias Martinez. Number 5, Zolia Munoz. Number 4, Jesse Hantia. Number 3, Alan Diaz. Number 2, Michael Bryan. Number 1, okay, let's see if we can do this. Obi Irozei. Obi Irozei. I'm gonna figure this one out, but listen, whatever you do in your first place, let's just see if you can stay there at first spot by the end of the month. That's out of Palau's base shop. Phenomenal job. Okay, base recruits, top 10 base recruits. Number 10, Marvin and D. Del Valle. Number 9, Quana. Number 8, Kahindi Thomas. 7, Gaitan. 6, Chris Hart. 5, Sheena and Matt Sapalo. 4, Ricky and Erica. 3, Palayo. 2, Del Toro. 7 behind first place with 69, Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas. Not slowing down themselves at all. Top 10 MD base shop points. You ready? Gaitan, number 10. Del Toro, number 9. Graziani, number 8. Almaraz, 7. Michael Bryan, 6. Michael Bryan's actually beating Almaraz this month. Let's see if it ends that way. But as of right now, Michael Bryan is ahead of Almaraz. Ricky and Erica, number 5. Pimber, number 4. Vargas, number 3. Sapala, number 2. Ready? Number 1. Mario, you know who's number 1?
Who?
George Palau's number 1. You know what? How many points? Let me put it to you this way. George is at roughly 91,000 points in his base shop. Guys, that may be the highest first 2 weeks in base points I've seen in the history of the company. Let me put it to you this way. Palau and Unity Base Shop, hear me out loud. I'm gonna be very clear with you. If you guys hit level 4 grade equalizer this month, which is 100 recruits and 200,000 points, you will own Train the Trainers. George, you will walk into Train the Trainers having already made $100,000 for the month of May in the first 10 days, and in the entire month of May, Palayo, you can be the first ever to make $200,000 in a single month. Let me say it one more time, George. You can be the first to make $200,000 in a single month, but it'll require you to do level 4 grade equalizer to do 200,000 points and 100 recruits. If there's ever been a time to have the now mentality and get that thing done, not only to have pride, because when George says, can I have the number 1 base shop stand up, Unity Base Shop stands up, you better believe if you're wearing a Unity shirt, and I would put level 4 GEB, I would have that as a base shop doing 200,000 plus points, walking around Team Unity, because everybody would want to talk to Team Unity for you to doing over 200,000 points and 100 recruits. You'd be the top base shop in that room for hitting level 4. If you hit level 4, if you do, Train the Trainer is going to be yours. Let me put it to you that way. Oh, and by the way, for those of you guys that I'm telling you get to Train the Trainers, wouldn't you love to hear what George did to get his business to do 90,000 points in the first 15 days of the month? I would love to know myself, let alone everybody else wanting to learn what a 31-year-old is doing to get his business to that level. Next, top 5 super base recruiting. I'll go top 10. Jason, number 10. Alejandro, number 9. Ricky and Erica, number 8. Cooper, 7. Then you got Cobo, 6. Palayo, 5. Del Toro, 4. Gaitan, 3. Vargas, 2. Sapala's number 1. And then super base points, top 10. Let's look at this. Number 10, Cobos. Number 9, Cooper. Number 8, Alejandro. Phelps, Del Toro, Gaitan, Vargas. Graziani, who's been number 2 for a while. Guess who kicked him off number 2? Palayo's now number 2, and Sapala's now number 1. This is the first time Palayo's been number 2 super base production in a long time. And then super team, here's what we're looking at. Top 10, Ricky and Erica, number 10. Alejandro, number 9. This isn't recruiting. Graziani is right in front of Alejandro just by 30 recruits or 40 recruits. Vargas, 7, got a 40 recruiting lead, 35 recruiting lead on Graziani. Cooper, 6, Cobos, 5, Sapala, 4, Del Toro, 3, Palayo, 2. But Gaitan still got a lead with 16 recruits on Unity. Oh my gosh, if Unity walked into the big event, sweeping everything. Palayo, you've never experienced this in your career. Let me put it to you this. You've never done this before in your career. This is a very big milestone. If you come in here first place in base, first place in super base, first place in super team production, this is a sweep. And the number 1 personal producer is a Unity base shop person. That's a sweep. That's a personal, you got check. Base, you got check. Super base, you got check. Super team, you got check. So first of all, it's a lot of checks, but it's a sweep. Train the Trainers, sweep, if you pull that off. Palayo, number 1 in super team production. Number 2, Gaitan. By a big lead, Palayo's got. Sapala's 3, Cooper 4, Cobos 5, Graziani 6, Del Toro 7, Vargas 8, Phelps 9, Alejandro number 10. That's what we're looking at right now. Let me give you some licensing numbers. And then we should be done with the last stuff I got here, and then we'll be out of here. Licensing for the month so far. The following names have over 2 people licensed for the month of April. Tony Martinez, Daisy, Quanine, Marvin and D, Sylvia and Gene Chapman, Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas, Phelps, Alex Gutierrez, Soraya, Monique, Kilroy, Robert Tassia, Kanisha Taylor, George Pala, all have 2 people licensed this month. Ortiz, Mike Bryan, Vera, Ricky and Erica, Ariano all have 3. Number 1 Zapalas have 6 people licensed. For the month, the goal is 400. Right now, we're at 86. Second half of the month, ought to be a lot more. Tikran told me he's got another 30 pending that he hasn't put in yet, but that's the number he's given me as of right now. Who's got the most people licensed for the year? I'll give you top 10. Gaitans have 17. Ricky and Erica have 17. Ariano has 17. Kahindi's got 18. Phelps got 19. Mike B's got 19. Pimber's got 21. Del Valle's got 20. Palau's got 26. Ricardo Lopez Nieves 31. Zapala 31. Vargas is 58 people licensed already. 58. Zapalas are 31. They've licensed 27 more people than Zapalas. They've almost doubled Zapalas in licensing. Both of them promoted the same amount of people, but Vargas's are just taking the lead in the base shop category. And we just got 3 more new people that qualify for equity because the scoring has changed. Because it's all about how many new people you get checks for, right? So Vargas is our number 1 with 19 new people who got checks in 2018 in their base shop. Zapalas have 16, Pimbers have 16, and Liz Garcia has 16. The 4 people have qualified for equity. Obviously, Liz needs to get her $50K minimum to be a part of it for the year, but those 4 are the first 4 to score equity in 2018. Ricky and Erica need 6 more because they're at 10, Castro's at 9, Almaraz is at 9, and Palau is at 8 to score points for equity. Now, March Madness, and then I'll give you Havana, we'll be out of here. Here's what March Madness, let me do NIT first. Here's what's interesting about this, and I'll tell you in a minute here what it is, because I'll tell you, you know exactly what happened. Sylvia and Gene Chapman faced Ricardo Lopez Nieves. Check this out. Sylvia and Gene Chapman were ranked number 1. They just didn't show up this round. I have no idea why they didn't show up. Ricardo out of Puerto Rico beats Sylvia and Gene Chapman 59-41. Not a big score, but Ricardo Lopez is going to the Final 4 of NIT. Great job, Puerto Rico. Sylvia and Gene, do you just show up when you compete against somebody big and then you just kind of are being bored and not want to show up, or are you going to compete every round? And we're learning so much about Sylvia and Gene, and I want to learn some more, but I want to see you compete every single week, every other week in a business, not just when it's one round. So we'll see what's going to happen. Everybody's building a reputation right now. Ricardo Lopez advancing to the next round. Marvin and D. Del Valle against Michael Bryan. 101-158. Michael Bryan is advancing, and Michael Bryan will be facing Ricardo Lopez Nieves. Then we had Donald Quanine against Solis. Solis, 45 points. Quanine, 101 points. Quanine will be advancing. Then we had Jamal Mohammed against Edward Musgrove, 41-96. Edward Musgrove will be advancing. Let me put it to you this way. On this side, we have Ricardo Lopez Nieves facing Michael Bryan. On this other side, we have Quanine facing Musgrove. And I'll tell you something interesting here. 3 out of the 4 are African American, and 1 is Hispanic from Puerto Rico. I mean, we are a multicultural company at the highest level. I'd love for you to show me another insurance company that the championship round looks like that. While the reality is the insurance industry is a 59-year-old white male. They won't believe that that's what our finals are looking like in an NIT matchup. Now let me tell you the other matchup here. Ready? Vargas against Kahindi. Not even close. 238-97. Palaio against Ricky and Erica. Pretty close. 304-235. Palaio is advancing, which means Palaio will be facing Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas. And if Palaio faced Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas the last 2 weeks, Palaio would have beaten them by 64 points. Let me put it to you this way, how interesting this is. When we walk into March Madness, we're going to know who beat who. Whether Vargas beat Palaio or Palaio beat Vargas. That is a very exciting matchup. Let me tell you. It is a very exciting matchup because it's downline beating upline, or Palaio saying, listen, Vargas, you've had your time, but I'm back in the game, focus. I'm beating you this next round. I'm telling you, regardless, 2 out of the 4 is unity. Now let's look at what the other side looks like. Almaraz went against Eatman. Eatman's had a great first couple rounds. Not this time. 91-142. Almaraz is advancing. Eatman's, you're not going to the Final 4. Almaraz, first time ever going to the Final 4. Send some love to Almaraz. I'm so proud of those guys for what they're doing. Then we had Zapalas going against Pimbers. Pimbers ran out of energy. Zapalas are advancing 237-134. which means Sapalas are facing Almaraz in the Final Four, which means everyone's getting a prize regardless, right? Mario, what is the prize for, what do you call it? What is the prize? Can you give me this right here, the drop? What is the prize for, do we have them? You don't have them here, right?
I'll bring two.
Do we have, I'd be so curious to know what the prizes are. Because fourth place for this one is, they get a bill. Do you have it on that or no? You don't have it? It's okay. Okay, we'll figure it out. Whatever it is, here's what I can tell you. Sapalas face Almaraz, Palaio faces Vargas. 3 out of 4 are Hispanic. So again, check this out. This is what's interesting about our company, okay? Legos. 3 out of 4 is Hispanic. 3 out of 4 is African American. 1 Filipino, okay? And African, Sheena, African American, Caucasian, okay? And then you have a Puerto Rican. That is the top 8 competitors currently today in PHP that made it to the Final Four. Listen, it is so exciting right now on what's taking place with this, because at Train the Trainers, there's going to be 4 people that are going to be walking around like this. Either it's going to be Michael Bryan or Ricardo Lopez on this side, or it's going to be Quanine or Musgrove. You're going to have Vargas, Palaio, Almaraz, Sapala. They're going to be walking around, hey, we're the ones that made it to the finals. We're going into the finals. Because at Train the Trainers, everyone's going to know who made it to the final. It's a very big deal. And in Havana, here's what we got for Havana. The following names on who's in. Ranked number 1 right now for Havana is Vargas's. But they only have a 2,000 point lead. Not even 2,000. They have a 1,500 point lead on Palaio. Palaio is right behind them. Palaio is ahead of Sapalas by 31,000 points. First time ever. Then you got Gaetan at number 4. Then you have Almaraz at number 5. Pimber 6. Ricky and Erica number 7, Elginette Williams number 9, Del Toro number 10, Eatman number 10, Del Toro number 9, Eatman number 10, Graziani number 11, Phelps 12, Mason 13, Quanine 14. Michael Bryan is 1,000 points away from qualifying. Michael Bryan wanted to make sure he didn't do the points to get recognition on this one, but he'll go qualify for Havana sometime this week. Only 36 spots left for Havana. Are you trying to tell me what the prizes are?
Yeah.
You did? You texted to me? Mm-hmm. Let me figure out what it is here, because I forgot. You sent NIT and March Madness, or?
Both of them.
Did you actually text it to me?
Yeah,
I actually don't have, okay, there it is. I see it. I'm curious right now, man. So for NIT, 4th place is the Lego deal. Oh no, that's for March Madness. For NIT, 4th place is the Lego My Ego. 3rd place is 3 big event tickets, and we cover hotel for 3 nights. 2nd place is 5 big event tickets. We cover your hotel and an iPad Pro 9. So you got to make it to the finals. And then 1st place is a $2,500 shopping spree to Nordstrom's. So you're going to look sharp when you come into the convention. And then for March Madness, 10th place gets Legos, pretty cool Legos. 4th place gets Legos. 3rd place gets a $5,000 shopping spree at Nordstrom's. 2nd place gets $10,000, and 1st place gets 5 exotic cars, 3 Lambos, 2 Ferraris, a private jet for you to take, I think, 8 to 10 of you guys from your base shop to the big event. You roll up, you get off the plane, the jet, you get into a Lambo or a Ferrari, you go to the hotel, you go to your hotel. After your hotel, when you leave, your Lambo and Ferrari will be parked outside. You get in those, you go straight to the airport, you get on the private jet, and you go back home. No matter if you're from Florida, from Chicago, from LA, Texas, it doesn't matter. We're gonna cover your private jet for you. Can you imagine all those Snapchats and Instagrams while you're on the jet? You tell your mom, Mom, guess what, Mom? What's that? I made it, Mom. I'm on a private jet. You do a Facebook Live. Listen, friends from high school. Remember how I only had a 2.6 GPA? I barely passed geometry. I'm on a jet. Hey, check this out. I'm in a Lambo. What am I telling you? If you're in a We the People base shop, that could be you driving a Lambo. Leo, Boris. If you're in the Palaio base shop, that could be you. If you're in the Sapala, it could be you. Almaraz, El Paso, that could be you. But the point is, it's coming down to the next 2 weeks to see who advances to the finals. Look, final thoughts. We started PHP so one day we would be in a moment like this to see if our spirits, all of ours, if we really have the courage to put our neck out there, and if we really think big enough to take the company to the next level where we compete for building the largest FMO the history's ever seen, ever, in America, ever. We would ask ourselves later at night, we'd be sitting there at 12 o'clock and Jose would say, man, only if we had a product to sell right now. Only if one carrier said yes to us right now. Only if we had technology right now. Only if that lawsuit was gone. Only if we have, only if all this stuff was behind us. I swear I'd be working 80, 90, 100 hours a week to make sure. I just wish that thing was behind us. It's all behind us. We did 3,403 last month. We done more recruits in the last 3.5 months than we did in our first 4 years. Let me say it one more time. More recruits in the last 3.5 months than we did in our first 4 years. What's going on with this company? We're doing a lot of things right. Company's about to go to 37,000 recruits per month. You know what that means to your life? Truly, think about that. Remember how I said the now mentality? You know what happens with that? Ridiculous private schools your kids go to. Travel all over the world, the big house, the big cars. The looks your parents will give you, the looks your friends will give you when you go to your 20-year anniversary in your school. Think about the 20-year anniversary. Think about the 30-year anniversary you go to. And you go there, and the QB, who was the head honcho of the high school, or the guy that was a valedictorian, you were nobody. They're gonna say, oh man, you're the biggest achiever from our high school. Dude, you made it, bro. You made it to where you're. Man, I wish I look up to you, I follow all your stuff on Facebook. You know how that's gonna feel? Phenomenal, it's how it's gonna feel. As good as you think it's gonna feel a million times better. I wish that concept of me telling you that you actually believed it. I wish you would actually believe it, because if you did, you'd register for Train the Trainers now, you'd get your books done now, you'd find a way to get tickets for Train the Trainers now, you text your MD now and tell him or her, what do I do to get a ticket? What do I do to qualify? What do I do to get 25 recruits this month? Because I want to go to the meeting after the meeting. On that night, when you guys are doing an after party, Havana night, I want to be part of it because I want to see what it is to roll cigars. I want to be there with the DJ. I want to be there with the old Havana Cuba car parked outside with the music, and I want to go see what it is to go on the elevator in a house and go to the fourth floor and smoke a cigar with Sapala, have a drink with Palayo or Gaitan or Vargas or Graziani or some of these guys or Del Torres. I want to be around these guys. I want to know what these guys are doing. What are they thinking? What is so different about that? I want to be around these kinds. I want these guys to be my friends. I'd love for Sapala to be my friend. Look, Rodolfo and Ceci and Sheena and Matt are best friends today. They talk practically every day. Or Vargas was at my house. I said, how often do you talk to Sapala? It's every day. We're like best friends right now. These types of relationships are built in companies like this because Sheena and Ceci both got qualified for a ladies contest a couple years ago. When they went to New York, they became best friends. When they went to Boston, they became best friends. Friendships are being built. Some of the best friends you ever make will be made in PHP. When you qualify to things like the after party, the dinner, the things that's above and beyond everybody else. Anyways, look, moral of the story, make a decision now to change the way you think and get things done now. Have 4 guests to the BOM now. Make those calls now. Send 20 messages on Facebook now. Send 30 messages on Facebook now before you go to sleep. Ask them, what are you doing this Saturday? How are things? A simple message is how you doing. But you got to do it now. And for those of you guys that do that, and you stay like that for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's inevitable for you to become financially free. Truly, it's inevitable. But for those of you guys that does that, I can't wait to see who those people will be, and I can't wait to see which of you will finish off the next 2 weeks strong in the month of April. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.